So what I have set up here is a screen that basically only Airstream can get to, but I've set up a lot of test data, so this gave me a lot of records. So first I wanted to talk about was the pagination. So you'll see this throughout the website, and this right now this is set to show 10 items per page. This can easily be changed to 50 items per page. So you hit enter, or you can click on the little page word to make it change. So if I want to change it to 40, oops, get off track there. If I want to change it to 40, hit page, and then this had updated to 40. Just keep in mind, this is all test data. Don't try to read it or understand it. In fact, it's all going to be deleted when I'm done. I can even go ahead and set this for, we'll just set it for 1,000 records again. And this tells me there's only 68 items. But for right now, what I want to do is set this back to about 20. Turn that. And if you notice now, I have 4 pages. So I want to jump to page 3. Hit enter. And if you look at the records, the sort order, which is just a generic field, we had made the jump. Okay, so let's talk about some of these common toolbar items here. First, let's add a record. I want to set the sort order to 1. I'm just going to type in test record. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my testing page here. Now I want to add a couple more. And you can just keep adding and adding and adding. And then it'll set up blank rows. Now if a field's required, it'll tell you that when you go to save. And I'm just going to add that. I'm going to set up 3 while I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and set these. Now none of this has been updated yet. If you've entered a bunch of stuff incorrectly, you can close the web page and then come back. So we have to tell this thing to save. So it's saying I got to put a sort order in. Hit save. And where did my sort order go? Yeah, I want to move that back over to my test data. And then again, I have to hit save. So when I go to my test data, there it is. Now, if we want to delete a record, there's a couple ways we can do that. For one, this is something I don't want. So I'm just going to come to the red X and hit delete. It's going to ask me if I want to delete. Now, if I've deleted that and I actually wanted to keep that record, I could actually close out of this page and come back, and it will actually be there. But I don't want it, so I'm going to go ahead and hit save and force it to be gone. So now if I want to delete these test records, I can just check them all and then just kind of overview what I've selected. Hit this delete key, and it's going to ask me again, do I want to delete? I'm going to say okay. Oops, I didn't mean to delete those. So my test records are back. But now what I want to do is go ahead and let's just delete the first 2. Now let's keep that one and delete that one. So hit delete, you sure, and hit save. So now you can see I still have my 1 test record. I want to make a change. So even though I made my change has not taken place. It's not been updated. You have to tell this to save. It does give you the option to back out and keep what was there before, but in case you make a mistake. So let's go ahead and delete this one now. Hit save. And then if you notice, the counter field will already set itself. Now I wanted to jump over here and talk about the search feature a little bit. You just put your mouse over the blue question mark whenever you see it, and it'll tell you what fields are being searched. So if we just want to search for 2010, hit go, PageNation automatically update itself. Several forms have the ability to export these out as PDFs, Word, or Excel. And then when you're done, you can just hit clear. And then let's say now I want to search for 2011. Hit go. Clear that out. So on. Now back to my sample data form. We've talked about the delete and checkbox. Also, I just wanted to point out that this is just a row counter, and it means basically nothing to the database. It is not being saved. In fact, if you even change how records are sorted, if you notice, this number didn't change, but this did. So if I change it back to sort this way, still number 1. So now I want to talk about attachments. Attachments are used throughout this website. So for example, an RMA could have an attachment. Claims could have attachments. So the way attachments work, you can add a record like we've been doing. I happen to know this particular screen needs a sort order, so I'm going to go ahead and set it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set this as a page. Again, this is just for testing purposes. Now browse for the attachments I wish to have. Let's find something a little smaller. So right now these attachments are not saved to the database. You actually have to come over here and hit save. And now they're saved. And you know this by the way the color has changed. This is the actual file name, and then when it's clicked on, it can be retrieved.